to the Panthers post-game wrap-up today. I'm the coach, Dick Cox, joined by Lindsay and joined by Dustin. Well, Dustin, today's game was not what everybody was expecting.
Yeah, definitely a surprise here at Bank of America Stadium. You know, Panthers coming off a bye week, looking to rebound after a tough loss against the Vikings. And they basically just came out here and got manhandled on their home field. 30-3 victory for the Tennessee Titans. Offense never even came close today. Defense was all over the place. Special teams terrible once again. And like all the players and coaches are saying, it's a reality check for this team right now to see what kind of second half of the season they're going to have.
All right, Lindsay's one of our new members of the Cox Sports Broadcasting team. Lindsay, you've been around sports for a long time, but your first chance to kind of see the other side, being in the press box, locker room, getting to go in there, talk with the coaches, players. What was your impressions today?
Well, I did have the best seat in the house, and I did not have to deal with this weather, so it was perfect. I could see every play that happened, everything that was going on, so it was definitely different from in the stands. It was great.
And no, Lindsay, you were not a jinx today.
Oh, I was worried that I might be since we did horribly, but...
All right, Dustin, you wonder, you know, you had a week off for the bye week and all. This team had played well early in the season. If the bye week, you know, maybe broke their momentum, kind of getting out of the rhythm of things, because they came back, because I could have sworn that the team we saw the first half of the year was taken hostage, and this was last year's team playing today.
Yeah, I think everybody in the stadium had that feel today that they were watching the 2010 Carolina Panthers, and it was a rough day. And you know, Coach Rivera said earlier in the week in practice that he felt a little antsy about how his team was practicing. He was kind of unsettled how they were looking out there on the field, and they came out today and they showed it. I mean, the high-powered offense that they've had this whole year, moving up and down the field, they weren't able to get anything going. Steve Smith, 3 catches for, I think, 33 yards. So it was just kind of a shake your head kind of day here at the Bank of America Stadium. I'm kind of lost for words because nobody expected this kind of game from the Panthers. And like, I'm keep using these words, reality check is what it's going to be this week if they want to try to do something with the second half of the season.
Lindsay, you got your first chance of seeing Cam Newton post-game there and hearing him talk, and even made a comment, we're coming out here on you never realized winning and losing, how much it meant to the players and all. But talk a little bit about what your impressions were of what Cam had to say.
Yeah, I was really surprised. He was very upset, deeply, you know, apologizing and trying to figure out what they need to do next week. And so it's really a shocker to me to see how much they really do care about this game.
And also, too, you had a chance, too, for Ron Rivera the first time sitting down there. Saw about how he was kind of soft-spoken there. But, you know, I like the guy. I like what he's going to do for this team. I know the expectations were zero going into the year. They had some good games. Now they're high. People expect them to win every year. But, you know, young team. But what were your impressions of Ron Rivera?
I really liked him. I liked how he was soft-spoken. He wasn't, you know, yelling or really upset. I mean, he was truly disappointed. But he kept his composure, and I think he's a really good coach.
And I wanted to add on what Lindsay said about Cam Newton. I think the word that he used in the press conference that we took was embarrassing. He was embarrassed for how this team played. He was embarrassed for how himself played. He took a lot of the blame. So you got to give him credit there. He came out. Everybody talks about how he kind of mopes around after losses. Well, he came out quick today, talked to the media, answered all the questions, talked about how he knows this is unacceptable for this team and how he will get it right. So I want to give him credit for taking up pretty much all of the blame for this loss and showing that he's going to lead this team to try to get better.
And again, I want to second that too, because I told Lindsay, and I know that Alan had gone on one of our shows, and he was very concerned of Cam coming out, immaturity, being kind of, as he called it, pouty face and stuff like that. But I thought Cam came out today, like you said, didn't beat around the bush, didn't wait, didn't come out pouty face, was disappointed, and it was very honest in what he was saying, that he just couldn't explain it. And he said he was tired of sounding like a broken record, you know, and things along those lines, though. But I think that maybe during the off week that maybe he grew up a little bit.
And you know, I think he even gave a good explanation of why he takes his losses so hard. Somebody asked him that question, and he said, you know, just the same thing Steve Smith said earlier in the year. You never know when your game's going to be your last. So, I mean, today could have been his last game. He never knows. So he's going to leave everything out on the field. That's why he takes it so hard. And that's good to see from players. You want to see them lay it all on the field. And this team is doing that, but they definitely took a step back today, and they got a lot of questions they need to answer going into next week.
All right, next week, let's talk a little bit about next week. This team right here, they go on the road. They're going to be on the road for several weeks, though. Where do they go next week?
Well, they're going to head up to Detroit next week, so that's going to be a tough game. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team responds. But it's going to be a good growing tool for this team, the young coaching staff. I think in the end, this may benefit them to see what they can do if they want to keep getting better. But like you said, I can't say it enough today that this is pretty much an embarrassing loss for this team. No matter if they're a rebuilding team or not, you can't come into your home stadium and let that happen. So I'm looking to see how this team responds. I think these next couple weeks, even though their record's probably not going to matter for the rest of the year, it's going to be big to see how the coaching staff and the players respond to try to get better.
And that's going to do it here. Your final score today was the Tennessee Titans 30, Carolina Panthers 3. Panthers will be on the road for the next couple of weeks before returning home, and we'll be back next home game to bring this post-game wrap-up. Reporting for Cox Sports Broadcasting, she's Lindsay, he's Dustin, and I'm the coach, Dick Cox. We'll see you later.